Guy that I went on one date with a couple weeks ago invites me out again, and he's like, I have a table, it's my friend's birthday, you should come. And I was like, sure. He tells me to come at 10:30 p.m. on a Thursday night, which I already was just kind of like, that's kind of late to meet up for a second time of me seeing you. But I had an occasion to go to before that, so I was like, all right, whatever, let me just pull up. But then today he was like, actually come at 11:30, and I was just kind of like, oh, and like that other occasion I was going to didn't really happen anymore for me, so I was just kind of like, is 11:30 a good time to start my night on a Thursday? I don't know. But I had a weird feeling that this night would turn really weird. And the reason I think it's gonna be weird is because he doesn't have a lot of friends in LA, and I know that he just like moved here, so I was like, who are your friends? Like, I don't think you know people. And so I was curious. I was like, okay, let's go. Let me see what's good. So I pull up, and he's like, and I text him like, hey, I just parked my car, I'm walking over. And he's like, wait, hold up, I'm waiting for my boy, you should stay in your car for a sec. And then I wait for like 5 to 10 minutes. And then he's finally like, okay, come out now, you can walk over now. So I walk over and I meet him in the front, and he's standing there with his dude. But then we're about to walk in, and then he sees this girl, and he walks over to her as if he's like just meeting her for the first time. And I'm like, huh, interesting. And then we all walk into the bar together, the four of us, and we go over to said table, which is like literally just like normal table that you like reserve. You know, like I don't think he had like a bottle service table. Okay, so obviously me and this girl start talking, and I'm like, oh, how do you know him? And she's like, oh, I just met him on Hinge. This is like my Hinge date. And I was like, like, this is the second time I'm meeting him. I also met him on Hinge. And then this third girl sits with us, and we start talking her up, and we're like, oh, how do you know him? And then she's like, oh, I met him on Hinge. This is my second time ever seeing him. So then the three of us are like, oh, shit, he's in trouble. Especially with me, because I does not need to drink to say some. But I did go up to him, and I was just like, hey, I'm gonna leave. This was like literally like 10 minutes into me being in this bar. And then he was like, why? And I was like, why did you invite 3 Hinge dates to this event? That's weird. And he was like, I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, I don't understand why you're upset, blah, blah. And also, like, I wasn't really even upset. I was just like, bro, this is weird. I'm leaving. Because what am I doing here at like 12:30 a.m.? Like, I just like don't want to be here anymore, obviously, for obvious reasons. Like, you're not even hanging out with me, you're hanging out with your guy friend, and you're leaving like these 3 girls at the table. Obviously I'm gonna find out we're women.